All right, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Merritt Island High School for this preseason quadruple header here on the Brevard Sports Network, powered by Varsity Sports Nation. And you're looking at these beautiful new graphics and this beautiful new 4K camera here as we get set to bring you, speaking of fours, it's a day of four. 4K, quadruple, the four teams here to do battle today. The first two teams are going to be Merritt Island and Holy Trinity, and we'll also see Satellite and Vieira. Joining me here once again this evening, as he did last night and pretty much handled the entire broadcast, the man that in his final year with us, I should say, broadcasting volleyball likely with us here on Brevard Sports Network, Satellite High School senior. I can't believe we're saying it. Jackson Robb. Jackson, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. Came right over here from school, coming out, getting ready to watch some of the best volleyball here Brevard has to offer. Yeah,
no doubt. When you look at the scope of, now we saw a really good team last night, Jackson, in the Brevard Heat, and two very good up-and-coming young squads in Space Coast and O'Galley. But when you look across the sport of volleyball in Brevard County, these four teams over the last 8 years, without a doubt, have been the creme de la creme when it comes to Brevard County high school volleyball.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting a preseason tournament where we get to see all four of these teams is great and definitely something to look forward to. In the first match as well, you look at Merritt Island. I mean, preseason-wise, I think personally, and I think you can agree to this may be the team with the highest expectations coming into this regular season. Again, under head coach Angie Patrick. This team's talented from top to bottom at Merritt Island, but for Holy Trinity, they always bring it every year against the Satellites, against the Vieiras, against the Merritt Islands. And you mentioned it. I mean, the big four names you think of when you think of Brevard County volleyball, you get the Merritt Island, you get the Holy Trinity, you get the Satellite, and you get the Vieira. So they're all going to be in this gymnasium tonight, and we're going to see a lot of what to expect coming up for the regular season.
Martinez Construction and Beachway Volleyball Club, our sponsors for the four matches here tonight, and we'll tell you about them throughout the course of the evening as well. As Jackson alluded to, the Merritt Island Mustangs are led by head coach Angie Patrick. She's back for her 22nd season, and she's just as excited about the 22nd season as she was for the first. In fact, when you look at Coach Patrick, she is just 36 wins away from career milestone win 500. And Jackson, I think the most incredible statistic is, I've looked this up. Believe me, you know how I am with stats when it comes to you guys and how much I love to hammer them home because I believe stats tell the story. In her career, she's 464 and 116. You're not going to find a lot of head coaches across any sport that have an 800 winning percentage, Jackson. That's just remarkable.
It absolutely is. And, you know, this Merritt Island team last year, I think a lot of people may have slipped under their radar, especially myself. I mean, we were talking about Vieira last year and all that they were able to accomplish. But this Merritt Island team made their way back to a Final Four again. And it just seems like that's kind of the mark of consistency for them, is to go deep into the state tournaments after a strong regular season, regardless of who's on the roster. As long as Angie Patrick's coaching, the expectations are high for this team, and the results are even higher.
Yeah, their 9th Final Four appearance last season. And, of course, you know, Angie has been here for 22 years, but a lot of people forget that Connie Denenberg was here as well and took this program to deep into a lot of tournaments. So we have a new head coach for Pete Klinowski, no longer the coach at Holy Trinity. Coach Klinowski, as Coach K, as I call him, has stepped down. And Jackson, so I tell you, it's going to be Kylie Kutzner for Holy Trinity. And I believe, and I apologize, and it's rare I don't know these things, but I just found this information out today. So obviously we will get some information about Coach, and I believe she was his assistant. And listen, she's taken over a very good volleyball team as well, because Coach K, he had one of the best programs in this county during his entire tenure. I believe they won 8 of the last 9 district championships. And this is as good a program as it gets as well, Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see, a new head coach take over, and that's the great part about having this preseason tournament is, Coach Kutzner is going to take over and get a swing at Merritt Island, get a swing Vieira, Satellite, all in the same night. So it's a big deal for her, and it'll be something to look out for to see if this team maybe has a different game plan, has a different strategy, if it's similar to what we've seen in past with this Holy Trinity team. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. Beyond just the game itself, to look even deeper into Holy Trinity, with some of that unknown.
Well, we're going to get the player introductions here, so we'll leave the camera right here because we're going to start with Holy Trinity first. And Jackson, we mentioned last night that there were a lot of Beach Wave players last night for O'Galley. Holy Trinity's got a lot of Beach Wave players as well, but you want to run down the lineup for Holy Trinity, and then I'll mention the Beach Wave girls.
I can do that. Number 1 is junior Natalie Roberte. Number 2, sophomore Grayson Baboroglu. Number 3 is sophomore Ella Morton. Number 4 would be sophomore Taylor Yochim. Number 5, sophomore Julie Watt. Number 6, sophomore Kylie White. Number 7, senior Effie Amig. Number 8 is junior Sydney Arnold. Number 9, senior Rebecca Smith. Number 10, junior Audrey Herbert. Number 11 is senior Brooke Ellingson. Number 12 is senior Isabella Clark. And number 15 is sophomore Jolie E10.
All right, well, we're going to stand for the national anthem here first, and so we'll do that. Anthem real quick here. Let me just tell you what we have returning for Holy Trinity. Isabella Clark returns. She led the team last year. Actually, they're not even going to introduce the players. Led the team last year with 253 kills last season. And returning, and we'll tell you about these players throughout the course of the night, but returning is the reigning Jackson BS Girls Volleyball Offensive Player of the Year in Bella Schwantz, a recent college commit as well. We'll tell you about, had a couple of college commits this offseason in the world of volleyball, and we'll tell you all about it. But here to get you started between Merritt Island and Holy Trinity, Jackson Robb.
So we get set to get rolling in this preseason tournament of sorts as the teams take the floor.
I do want to say real quick, Jackson, happy birthday to that guy sitting right there. Now, right now you can only see the back of his head, but that is the head coach of the Satellite Scorpions, Darren Bolton. And today, Coach Bolton celebrates his 23rd birthday. So happy birthday, Coach.
As the teams take the floor, we'll introduce the Merritt Island roster, or we'll get started.
At least he appears 23 to me, Jackson. You know, I'm not Coach Bolton's back for his, I believe it's his 10th year at Satellite. You'll see them later as well.
Annabelle Jones will get us started in this one at the service line for the Mustangs. And Jones gets us underway. Deep serve, and Holy Trinity can't receive it, and it's an ace to start out the preseason and the season as a whole for Merritt Island for Annabelle Jones, and a great way to get it started. 1-0 in favor of the Mustangs.
When I talked to Coach Patrick a couple of weeks ago about one of the strong things she thought her team was going to be able to do this year, this was it right here, serve.
Jones again angles it towards the corner, this time set up towards the net. And tipped over by Taylor Yochim, set the other way. Merritt Island brings a kill, blocked up front by Yochim and Herbert. That block's going to get him a point, and we're tied at 1.
I'll tell you what, that's great defense up front, and that's how you defend Merritt Island. One thing that Merritt Island hasn't had since the days of Lexi Denenberg is size up front. And right there you saw Holy Trinity take advantage of that.
Julie Watt picks up an ace on the other side, and it's 2-1. Holy Trinity swings it back into a lead, as we've already seen an ace for either side at the service line. And that serve following the aces in the net for Watt, and we're tied at 2 early on. A lot of points have started and ended at the service line, either for or against the service team.
Check out the new little graphic spinning up in the corner, Martinez Construction. Gotta love it, man. You gotta love the new look.
Shamaya Richardson with the serve that time. She will keep it up after Holy Trinity played it over. Big time kill there at the net by Bella Schwantz. It's a name you need to keep an eye on and an ear open for, as it's 3-2 Merritt Island. Back to serve again will be Shamaya Richardson, another senior. Richardson's serve drops in for the ace. As Holy Trinity thought it was going long, wasn't the case, and it's 4-2 Mustangs.
Shamaya Richardson, a senior this year. I believe she's a senior. Is she a senior? Yeah, she's a senior this year. Transferred over here last year from Space Coast. She is an incredible all-over-the-court player.
Third touch there, gets over, nobody home off the Rebecca Smith kill. 4-3 now, Mustangs lead by 1. Good positioning there to find the open floor by Smith. Back to serve for the Tigers will be Audrey Herbert. Herbert, a junior for Holy Trinity.
She had a fantastic year last year in her limited court time when we saw her. I mean, she really made a difference for that team.
Back set, kill attempt there taken by the libero, Natalie Ruberte. Playing it off the roof, Ruberte gets it over. Now Merritt Island to respond. Run up, kill attempt, tipped at the net. Still drops for the kill for Elena Martin. And it's 5-3.
And there we are, senior Elena Martin, 5'8", up front. Big left hand from Elena Martin. And you're going to see that a lot from the Mustangs this year.
Aveline Krauser with the serve now for Merritt Island. Goes deep once again. Second touch sets up the kill attempt going deep for Holy Trinity. There's a set by Merritt Island. Kill attempt again. First touch goes over, doesn't clear the net. And it'll fall down on Holy Trinity's side. It's 6-3 Merritt Island. Krauser to serve again. Another senior for this Merritt Island Mustangs team. Krauser with the power, received on the back line by Holy Trinity. Bump set, run up, kill attempt blocked up front. And the block gets Merritt Island a point. Emma Mitchell and Elena Martin up front with the block. And it's 7-3 and a quick timeout here for Holy Trinity and Coach Kylie Kutzner as the Tigers trail by 4.
Take a look into the Merritt Island huddle as they lead at 7-3 in Jackson. We've said it a million gazillion times over the last 10 years of brawl, or I have, over the last 10 years. You look at this team right now, right, and Holy Trinity's playing well. I think they're playing well, okay? But you look up at the scoreboard, yet Merritt Island leads by 4. This is just what they do.
And again, early on, I think a lot of these points, regardless of aces or not, a lot of them are starting and at the service line. Merritt Island's sending them deep. They're forcing Holy Trinity to play from the back up, make tough plays. They pick up a block there as well. Those are big momentum-shifting plays. And something that is definitely helping Merritt Island early on are just those big statement plays. Holy Trinity's playing solid, but Merritt Island just not letting the rallies get started early on.
No doubt about it. And we want to thank Martinez Construction and Beachway Volleyball Club for their support of youth and prep sports in Brevard County.
Krauser served that one. Goes long, good eye by Holy Trinity. They let it go. And they win the first point out of the timeout. Checking in for the Tigers now, Isabel Clark. Heading back to service, the libero, Natalie Ruberte.
We're going to see, who are we going to see next? Holy Trinity and Vieira, right? Or Satellite?
And that serve will go long.
I can't remember who's next.
Following this one will be Holy Trinity and Satellite.
Okay. Yeah, I think Holy Trinity plays the first two, and then they get to go. They're done.
Back to serve now for Merritt Island is Juliana Dutch. As checking rotations here, looks like at the scores table, 8-4 the lead.
We saw that a lot last night in terms of the officials. It's their preseason too.
As Dutch brings the serve now, received well by Holy Trinity. Set up to the net. Quick tip gets over. Merritt Island frantically in 2 touches gets it over. Run up block by Merritt Island again up front. Backside blocked again.
Nice.
By Emma Mitchell and Bella Schwantz. Back-to-back blocks for them. And the second one drops for a point, and it's 9-4. The lead for Merritt Island.
I tell you what, you got to love the size on the freshman Mitchell there up front. She's taller than Bella. Got great vertical there. Great block. She'll be huge this year.
Juliana Dutch with the uncontested ace there. Drops straight down. 10-4. Merritt Island leads early. And as I said, in the timeout break, it's those statement plays, those momentum plays, the block and then an ace. That's how you make the run. Keep going. Dutch, first touch goes over, free ball kill. Good dig by Holy Trinity. Backside kill attempt going deep, took in by Richardson. Bump set, Bella Schwantz gets it deep and out. 10-5 now, Holy Trinity gets a point back. They'll sub in Kylie White.
One of the things that Holy Trinity is going to have to figure out early is how do you replace one of the best players in the county and Maya Collins.
Kylie White serve. Received by the libero, Sarah Niazi. Backside, deep shot by Schwantz. Set, run up, kill attempt, tipped at the net. Merritt Island keeps it up. Now the kill attempt blocked the other way, but it's blocked out there by Isabel Clark and Julie Watt. Now 11-5 Mustangs lead. Checking into the game for the Mustangs is Kylie Thompson. Bella Schwantz back to serve.
She'll come from way back here.
Schwantz serve with power into the net. Point back the other way now for Holy Trinity, 11-6.
Schwantz last season for this team. What a year she had offensively.
Grayson Baborglu with the serve now for Holy Trinity. Set up towards the net. All the way across. Clean block up front by Julie Watt and Isabel Clark. And it's 11-7. Here comes Holy Trinity.
I love Clark's tenacity and fierceness at that net. I mean, she gets up there and she absolutely wants to destroy that ball.
Listed on the roster at 5'11", making big plays up front early. Back to serve Grayson Baborglu again. Set up in the net. Here comes a deeper kill attempt there by Schwantz. Gets over the blockade. Bump goes up into the roof. Good tracking as Baborglu gets it over. Set up front from Merritt Island. Kill attempt. Sails deep.
Oh.
That was a close one. And it's 11-8. Here comes the Tigers with some fight.
11-8.
Grayson Baborglu back to serve again for the Tigers. Just a sophomore. Her serve goes deep, received by Niazi. Set back, kill attempt, just tips the tape on the net and drops for the kill. And that will belong to Lexi Mitchell. And it's 12-8, Merritt Island with the lead. Back to serve the libero, Sarah Niazi.
Now this is where Holy Trinity needs an immediate stop right here.
Niazi's serve goes deep, received by Holy Trinity. Set, Clark,
nice
tip.
play.
That's a good heads-up play by Isabel Clark to tip it over and get a point right back for Holy Trinity. She'll head to serve now. It's 12-9.
She's just not up there knocking balls through the wood. That's nice touch on that, Jackson.
Isabel Clark now will head to the service line after her point. Received by Merritt Island. Second touch,
nice.
fake dropped by Juliana Dutch perfectly in the zone the other way. And Merritt Island will take the serve back. 13-9. Checking back in for the Mustangs is Elena Martin and Annabelle Jones.
You know, that little no-look dump, that I used to see that a lot as a, when I first started covering, not so much in the last couple of years, but I tell you what, that was an effective one right there on the no-look.
Bump set, run up, tip at the net, blocked by Merritt Island. Playing back to the same spot. This time Holy Trinity gets through. What a dig by Niazi. And she'll get it over on the third touch. Set by Holy Trinity. Run up block. Up front, Kylie Thompson and Aveline Krauser. 14-9. And just like we saw last night, it's a block party up front for both these teams.
What a great reaction from the Merritt Island bench.
Rebecca Smith will check in for Holy Trinity.
And it's wild that they didn't even win the point.
Yeah. Shemaya Richardson checks in for Merritt Island. Back to serve for the Tigers. Julie Watt. The call there was in the net for Merritt Island on the block.
I missed that.
Watt back to serve for the Tigers. 13-10 the score. Merritt Island with the lead. Bump set right up towards the net. And the free ball.
Here we go, Jackson. We got us a match.
And it's 13-11. Here come the Tigers storming back. Julie Watt back to serve. Watt into the middle. Dug out by Niazi. Straight back over and killed.
A 1-point match.
Immediately, Audrey Herbert buries that one. 13-12 Merritt Island leads.
13.
Julie Watt to serve. Tigers trail by 1. Received well by Merritt Island. Right back up towards the net. And we're tied at 13.
Tied up. Well, we're going to see a timeout here, no doubt.
For Coach Andrew Patrick and Merritt Island, as this run for Holy Trinity has brought it all the way to a tie game at 13.
Let's see. Let's take a peek into this huddle here for this timeout and see how that goes. I'll tell you, Jackson, I am very pumped up for the upcoming season here on Brevard Sports Network. We started off with 3 teams last night. Very good Brevard Heat team, a very young and up-and-coming Space Coast and O'Galley team last night. We saw a lot of good things from both those teams. And then tonight we get 4 of the best teams in Brevard County over the last couple of years, or last 8 to 10 years. Of course, Merritt Island for 22 years. Satellite under Coach Bolton for 10 years, under former Coach Klinowski 12 years, and, of course, Sarah Wayne back-to-back state runners-up. So that's what you're getting here tonight.
Julie Watt brings the serve. Tie game here at 13. Set, kill attempt, and a full kill there by Aveline Krauser puts Merritt Island right back in front. And the biggest thing Coach Patrick was stressing there in the timeout was serve, receive, as most of Merritt Islands were just going straight back to the net. That time they handle it well, set up the kill for Krauser, and puts the Mustangs back in front. Back to serve, Shemaya Richardson. Richardson serve, drops for an ace. Great positioning there, and it's 15-13 Merritt Island now.
Just like that, coming out of that timeout, 2 points. And we've gone from a tie to a 2-point lead.
Shemaya Richardson back to serve, switches sides here for this one. The left-handed serve received right up to the net. Good play by Holy Trinity to keep it up. Niazi digs it out. Set outside. Schwantz down the line.
Did you get it?
Was it touched? No. And the kill attempt goes long.
I'm really excited.
15-14 Mustangs back to serve for Holy Trinity. Audrey Herbert.
I'm excited to see Audrey play this year. I really am.
First touch, Richardson goes all the way back over. Set, Holy Trinity kill attempt taken by Richardson. It goes through the roof there and still drops for Holy Trinity. Point, and we're tied again at 15. As Merritt Island picked up the first 2 points out of the timeout, Holy Trinity comes back with two of their own. And Audrey Herbert at the service line here looking to take the lead. Into the net. 16-15, Merritt Island will take the lead. Checking back in for the Mustangs, Emma Mitchell. And here comes the serve from Krauser. Set back by Holy Trinity. Kill attempt goes deep on the line in, and we're tied at 16. There's a kill for Rebecca Smith, a senior for Holy Trinity. Back to serve now for Holy Trinity, the libero, Natalie Roberte. We are tied at 16. Roberto serve. Received by Richardson. Ball kept up. Richardson gets it over. Into the middle of the defense. Roberto sets to the outside. Kill attempt blocked up front by Mitchell and Martin. Up front tip that time. Richardson digs it out. Set near side. Schwantz. Received by Roberto. Close up at the net.
Great volley here.
Clark makes the play to get it over. Now Michelle angles it too far. And Holy Trinity takes the lead. 17-16.
What resiliency Holy Trinity showed there coming out of that timeout. They immediately go down by 2, Jackson. No big deal, up by 1.
Roberto serve, received by Bella Schwann, set by Merritt Island. Kill attempt up front. Blocked out. No, it was not. Not touched by Holy Trinity. And that out of bounds off the top of the net. 18-16 now the lead for Holy Trinity. And Natalie Roberto with the serve. Received by Niazi, set back. Kill attempt blocked again by Holy Trinity. Niazi right up to the net. Martin tips it over that time, or Mitchell rather. Set back, run up, kill. Herbert goes deep off the roof. Merritt Island keeps it up. Richardson playing it towards the net. And Michelle gets it over. Set, run up, and the tip nearly blocked. Well, Martin gets it over anyway. Bump set, kill attempt again, going other side. Richardson can't receive it.
Wow.
3-point lead for the Tigers, 19-16.
Let me tell you, I've watched Natalie Roberto for years at Beachway Volleyball Club. In fact, Roberto, Borgaloo, Morton, Watt, Ellingson, and Eiton, all Beachway Volleyball products.
Roberto goes deep on that serve. Niazi receives. Lack of communication from Merritt Island. They get it over regardless. There's a quick set. Nice tip. Niazi keeps it up. Can't get it over in 3. 4-point lead now. And we got another timeout for Coach Angie Patrick and Merritt Island as Holy Trinity leads it 20-16.
Yeah, we're going to stick in this huddle right here because I want to see this one myself here. I know it's preseason, but I think it's interesting to watch Coach Patrick coach. I mean, look, this was a 2-point lead. At one point, Jackson, they were up by 6 in this match, and now they trail by 4 late here. This is the toughest portion of the set to come back from when you're down by 4 and the other team hits 20.
Yeah, it's going to be big for Merritt Island here. The biggest thing I've noticed just in the course of this game is early on they were just picking up points off product of quick points. Now it's been a lot of rallies back and forth in which Holy Trinity's making the easy plays and just being able to survive deeper into a rally and forcing a Merritt Island mistake. And through those longer runs and longer rallies, that's where Holy Trinity's racking up points.
You know, you see the scoreboard on your screen. And, of course, set 1 brought to you by Martinez Construction, as Natalie Roberto will get set to try to continue to finish off the Mustangs here. She'll have to wait for the official, and Jackson Robb will take you through the next half of the set.
Natalie Roberto sends it over, received by Richardson. Setting up towards the net. Bella Schwantz blocked.
Wow. Out of bounds or? Yeah.
Blocked out. Point stays with Merritt Island, 20-17. Checking in for the Mustangs, Juliana Dutch and Lexi Michelle. 2 seniors. 3-point lead for Holy Trinity late in the first set of match 1. Back to serve for Merritt Island, Juliana Dutch.
Now we've seen Juliana clutch Dutch. Last year she had some huge saves in the FHSAA State Series tournament, or serves I should say.
And she picks up an ace to start. And the Mustangs are back within 2, 20-18. Dutch will head back to serve following the quick ace. Looking to do it again. Dutch angles it. Back middle. Quick play at the net. Nice tip back by Holy Trinity to keep it alive. Merritt Island sends it into the net. They keep it up. A lot of good adjustments by both sides here. Set, tip, and it's out.
Blocked out again, 2 straight on that. That's an aggressive point. That's hard. You know, I mean, that's not like a mental error there. That's, you know what I mean? That's an aggressive play.
20-19. Dutch to serve, looking to tie it. Clips the tape. That's another ace for Juliana Dutch, and we're tied at 20.
And this is what she does at the service line. And now Holy Trinity's going to take a timeout here to try to slow the roll of the Mustangs as we're all knotted at 20.
4-0 run by Merritt Island out of that timeout. And it seems like whatever adjustments they needed to make, they made it quickly. Juliana Dutch with 2 aces off of 4 serves. And that's a big swing to tie it at 20 late with the momentum now on the Mustangs side.
You can see Coach Kutchner right now telling her team, calm down. Just calm down. Go out here and finish this. Now, Merritt Island has stolen the momentum back because they still have the serve. So Holy Trinity's going to need to make a stop here. And I think that's the thing that you try to learn this time of the year, Jackson, is as a team, finish sets and matches.
Back to serve for Merritt Island, Juliana Dutch. 20-20. That one going deep. Kept up, Holy Trinity. Third hit into the net for Audrey Herbert. And Merritt Island 5-0 run. They take the lead, 21-20.
Well, that was just a great serve, and they were forced to have played that from deep, Jackson. So tough one, and another great serve by Juliana.
Dutch goes deep again. Herbert takes set. Kill attempt outside. Kept up by Merritt Island. Back cross court. Sent over by Lexi Michelle. Set. Backside. Gets through for the kill. We are tied at 21.
Rebecca Smith there, I think that was. That number 9? Yep, that was Rebecca Smith with that cross court kill. That's a tough shot, and she drops it in.
Kylie White checks in for Smith and heads to the service line. We're tied at 21. Kylie White with the serve. Received by Niazi. Set. And the quick tip barely gets over the net. To the outside and into the net.
Out.
There. She's out. Yep.
Yeah.
There by Holy Trinity. Merritt Island takes a lead back, 22-21. Checking in for Merritt Island is Kylie Thompson for Shemaya Richardson. Back to serve is Bella Schwantz.
I'm going to give a shout out here in a minute when this set's over.
And a tough serve there. High power by Schwantz for the ace. 23-21, Merritt Island leads.
She can do this too. She had a great year from that line last year.
Schwantz to serve. Mustangs lead by 2. Deep there. Doesn't land in. 23-22. Mustangs lead by 1. Tigers hold the serve.
Great crowd here, Jackson, for preseason.
It's the place to be. Grayson Baborglu. Serve there, gets over, received by Niazi. Set up front, back set, blocked by Holy Trinity. Merritt Island keeps it up, gets it over.
Free ball here.
Set, other side, Herbert blocked.
And it stays in.
Inbounds. Big time play there, and 24-22, set point for Merritt Island. And that was definitely a collective sigh of relief there for Merritt Island. That ball stayed in bounds. Because that's the difference between set point and a tie game. The Aussie serve up towards the net. Set 1 goes to Merritt Island as they finish strong. 25-22. They score 5 of the last 7 points to win set 1 over Holy Trinity.
I want to give a big shout out to Ontavius McCullough from Varsity Sports Nation. The big production you're seeing here this evening is done by Ontavius and of course Varsity Sports Nation. And coming up here over the next couple of months, you're going to see some extremely drastic changes at Brevard Sports Network, and they're going to look a lot like they do on your screen right now. Now, this is something we're going to be morphing into, so it's going to take us some time to pull all of this together. But I can promise you this. This is the future of where we're going. This is what we're going to look like, and we hope you are enjoying it and like it, because I know there is nothing better than showing up for a broadcast and saying, what can I do to help? And the response that I get is absolutely nothing. Sit down and relax. It's a beautiful thing, Jackson, an absolutely beautiful thing. And I also want to thank our 2 big sponsors here tonight. I want to thank Martinez Construction Services, located right here in Merritt Island. Now, they are exactly who they say they are, and they're local, and they're state, and they're across the country, and they just do a terrific job. And I think the thing that really separates them from other construction companies that say they are community-oriented is the fact that they actually are community-oriented. Anytime Brevard Sports Network has ever needed anything to put on a broadcast, Martinez Construction has stepped up. And, of course, I want to thank Coach Michelle Rycroft and Beachway Volleyball Club. From day one, Beachway Volleyball Club has been right there by BSN side, and we can't thank Coach Michelle Rycroft enough. First of all, for believing in us from the very start, the very, very beginning. And so we're very excited once again to enter into another volleyball season with Coach Michelle Rycroft and Beachway Volleyball Club. And again, from my days of streaming Beachway Volleyball Club, Natalie Roberte, Grayson Borborgaloo, Ella Morton, Julie Watt, Brooke Ellingson, and Jolie Eiton, all. We didn't get to stream anything this year, so I don't know if all of these young ladies are still there, but I know at one time, all of them with direct ties to Beachway Volleyball Club. So as we get ready to start set number 2, Jackson, what were your thoughts on that first set?
I mean, that's a big deal to win set 1 in a game like this. You have 2 high-powered programs, so it definitely makes a statement for Merritt Island to be able to finish, especially through the way that set went, the ups and downs, where Holy Trinity looked like they had swung momentum for good there at the end, storming up to a 20-16 lead. And then Merritt Island comes out and wins it 25-22. So my takeaways from Merritt Island was their ability to fight and not only come back but take over at the end of that match. But I was still impressed with Holy Trinity. They played very well, and their ability to come back as well. But what I want to see in this next set for them is if they can take that lead, I want to see them finish it off because they did have the momentum at one point before an Angie Patrick timeout seemed to take it all the other way.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think we saw that they were the two of the better teams we'll see here in the county this year. And Holy Trinity got close there at the end. And I think as a young team, you got, of course, Isabella Clark is an outstanding senior, Ellingson, and but this is a team that's loaded with sophomores and juniors, and that's one thing as a young team you have to learn how to do, and that's finish sets, because Merritt Island certainly will.
Back to serve to start set number 2, Julie Watt for Holy Trinity. Sophomore for the Tigers gets us underway. Dug out by Niazi, set back up front, tipped and drops for the kill. 1-0 Merritt Island. Aveline Krauser makes the kill to start out set number 2. Checking in for Merritt Island is Kylie Thompson, in for Shemaya Richardson.
You know one of the coolest things that came of COVID for high school sports? The fact that they no longer change sides in volleyball. I remember when they used to change sides.
And that kill attempt goes long there for Audrey Herbert.
And they stopped doing that during, the COVID, for obvious reasons, and they never went back to it.
Bella Schwann serve. It's 2-0 Merritt Island. Herbert this time. Cross court hit there. Received by Merritt Island. Set up, kill attempt, tipped at the net. And in the net, it's 3-0 Merritt Island. Starting out hot in set number 2. Bella Schwantz will continue to serve for Merritt Island. Received there by Holy Trinity. Quick set, kill into the net for Taylor Yochim. It's 4-0 Merritt Island, as this second set starting a lot differently than the first, as the Mustangs taking over early. A lot off of some Holy Trinity mistakes.
Schwantz had quite a busy summer, Jackson. She committed to Flagler University, and then along with I'm trying to think who it was from Holy Trinity. I'll get the name in a second. Traveled to Europe to play in a volleyball tournament in Europe.
As rally continues, that one drops on the line for the kill, Elena Martin, and it's 5-0 Merritt Island. It'll be interesting to see how long Coach Kutzner lets this ride go for Merritt Island before the timeout may come. Bella Schwantz will continue to serve. Low serve received by Roberte. Low set, tipped over to Niazi. Back set, tipped at the net. Gets over regardless. Set, Audrey Herbert, run up, blocked. Blocked out by Krauser and Martin. And Tigers get on the board off of that in set 2. It's 5-1 now. Back to serve will be Audrey Herbert. Herbert's serve just clips the tape and drops for an ace. 5-2. Those can a lot of times be the best serves you can get when they just hit that tape on the net and drop quickly. 5-2. Herbert serve again, going deep. Niazi receive, goes even deeper. 3 points in a row now for Holy Trinity. It's 5-3. Shades of the first set.
Yeah, exact shades of the first set.
Audrey Herbert continues to serve for Holy Trinity. Niazi receives, set up to the net. Kill attempt taken by Herbert off the roof and off the stand, and that'll be a kill.
The fact that she was even able to get a hand on that coming off the roof was incredible. That was a great kill.
Krauser with the kill up front. She'll head back to service now. Niazi checks out for Merritt Island. 6-3 Mustangs lead. Krauser serve. Received by Roberte. Back set, kill attempt tipped at the net. Kept up by Martin. Set back into the middle. Bella Schwantz
great kill.
With the kill.
That's good ball placement by Schwantz. Hit it.
Straight to Julie Watt.
Yeah.
7-3 is the lead for Merritt Island. Aveline Krauser. Receiving in by Roberte. Low set blocked for the point by Emma Michelle and Kylie Thompson. 8-3 Merritt Island. And we get a timeout from Coach Kutzner and Holy Trinity now as the Mustangs lead by 5, 8-3. Started out 5-0, 3 points apiece since then.
Yeah, we were talking about Schwantz committed back to Flagler on July the 2nd, I believe it was, and then took off for Europe. Hang on here. Recently, that happened recently, and I'm trying to find the name of the young lady that also went to Europe as well.
Isabella Clark and Bella Schwantz.
Was that who it was? Okay, thank you. I didn't see the comments there. So I hope they had a tremendous trip together.
Holy Trinity calls a timeout. They break the huddle sooner. As Mustangs, a little bit more to discuss.
This is the exact score we had in the first set, Jackson.
Yes, it is. Definitely looking very, very similar to what we saw in the first set. We'll see how it plays out this time around. Back to serve for Merritt Island is Aveline Krauser. Serve received by Natalie Roberte. Set, kill, and a quick timeout win there for Holy Trinity. Taylor Yochim brings the heat up front.
And that's exactly what happened coming out of that first set timeout, too.
Deja vu here for Merritt Island. 8-4 Mustangs lead. Serve to Niazi, kept up by Schwantz, sending it towards the net. And Martin brings the third hit. High set, blocked up front by Merritt Island. Set again. This time tips it deeper. Niazi plays it back to the near side. Great positioning for the kill by Kylie Thompson. And it's 9-4 Merritt Island. Back to serve for Merritt Island, Juliana Dutch. Dutch had a big run late in set one at the service line. That led to Merritt Island comeback. Set by Holy Trinity. Herbert bumps it over. Receive, set, and tapped over by Schwantz. Backside set, kill attempt down the line, too far. Untouched by Merritt Island, 10-4. Exact same score as set one with the Merritt Island lead again. But this is about where the Holy Trinity run began last set.
Yeah.
Merritt Island looking to make sure that's not the case.
Yeah.
Dutch goes long, 10-5. We assure you we're not running a rerun of the first set. This is set number 2 going the same way as set number 1 score by score. It's 10-5 Merritt Island. Back to serve for Holy Trinity, Kylie White. Merritt Island 2 up front, 4 in the back for the serve receive. White sends it deep, too deep. 11-5 now in favor of Merritt Island. Shamaya Richardson will serve now for Merritt Island. Down the line, receive, set, backside. Great dig by Richardson off the kill attempt by Clark. Schwantz sends it back the other way. Bump set, far side. Herbert gets it over. Set, kill attempt blocked up front by Grayson Baborglu and Isabel Clark. 11-6.
Stretching that lead out a little bit here.
It was 5-0 Merritt Island to start. Since then, 6-6. It's been even since the hot start for Merritt Island. And the serve here from Baborglu. Set, kill attempt by Schwantz into the net. 11-7, and again, same points, same score we had in set one.
That was on me. I dropped the camera there. Well, no, I didn't drop the, I mean literally like with the handle, because you can't drop this camera.
Grayson Baborglu to serve into the net. Point goes back to Merritt Island, 12-7.
Grayson's going to want that one back for sure. That's an uncharacteristic error by Grayson.
Aveline Krauser checks in for Sarah Niazi. Heading back to serve for the Mustangs is Amber Ives for the first time tonight.
And another person that Coach Patrick can pull off her bench. Last year, Coach Patrick Jackson had 14 players on her team, and last year she said, nice touch there by Isabella Clark. There was something last year, Jackson, she said she normally didn't do, but did it last year because she felt she needed the depth. And this year she's doing it again, and I think she actually liked playing with that number of players last year because she's got a lot of depth on that bench.
Clark serve, high arc off the top of the net, gets over. Merritt Island returns now, set for the Tigers there. Good dig by Richardson. Bump set, and Schwantz bumps it over. Herbert gets under it. They fake the set. It goes out. Heads up play by Richardson to not touch it. 13-8 the lead for Merritt Island. Checking in for the Mustangs, Elena Martin and Annabelle Jones. And Annabelle Jones will serve for Merritt Island. As Annabelle Jones gets set to serve, 13-8 Mustangs lead. Trying to control set two. Bump set going towards the net. Audrey Herbert brings the heat, received by Ives. And Schwantz sends it down the line, dug out by Holy Trinity. Backside Herbert off the net.
Stand, no.
It was blocked out of bounds. It's hard to tell from here. Almost looked like it bounced back off the net.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I'm right there with you, bud.
But the call is that it was blocked out by the Mustangs. Julie Watt to serve, 13-9. Received by Richardson, set by Jones. Kill attempt tipped to the net for Elena Martin. Bump set back, kill attempt in the middle. Richardson receives. Set by the Mustangs. Krauser buries it deep in the box there. 14-9 now the lead for Merritt Island. Checking in for the Mustangs, Kylie Thompson.
Flagler commit.
Schwantz with the serve here. Received by Natalie Roberte. Set back, kill attempt off the tape there, goes back. And that time it is called off the 4 touches. Not blocked by Merritt Island, that was off the net. Off the third touch. 15-9 is in this set. Merritt Island on a runaway here midway through the set. Bella Schwantz to serve. Schwantz down the line, received by Herbert. Playing it back inbounds. Herbert tipped at the net. Back inside. Jones backside set. Down the line, and the kill for Elena Martin. And we got a timeout from Coach Kylie Kutzer as it's a game-high lead of 7 now for Merritt Island, 16-9.
That's the thing. Elena Martin is so, she played early here, and that left arm would swing. And a lot of times, Jackson, you didn't know where that ball was coming off of it. What you see from Elena Martin in the latter stages of her junior year last year and so far here tonight is a lot more control with an extremely powerful left arm.
Little tidbit for you here, Alan, as we have a break in the action. What I noticed here is, well, coming up next will be Satellite and Holy Trinity, but Holy Trinity will be playing someone named Kylie Thompson twice. Merritt Island has a Kylie Thompson.
Yeah, okay.
Satellite has a Kylie Thompson.
Okay, all right. That's easy for you. What are you looking for from Coach Bolton Scorps tonight, Jackson? I know you go to school there. Listen, they returned some outstanding players.
Yeah, I want to see how the rotation looks this year for Satellite. They return a big core of that roster, but a lot of newer players, a lot of underclassmen, and just newer names on that roster this year through the graduates, obviously, the likes of Ava Bray and others there. So I want to see how the rotation looks this year for Satellite and how they play together as Bella Schwantz picks up an ace out of the Holy Trinity timeout. It's 17-9 Merritt Island.
Yeah, we had a chance to wish Coach Bolton a happy birthday a little earlier when he got here, so happy birthday once again to Coach Bolton. But if you know Coach Bolton, that's probably about the last time he wants to hear it.
Tip over there down the line. Second touch back by Merritt Island. Great positioning there. Nobody readily available to return, and it's 18-9. Merritt Island has doubled up the Tigers' score here late in set number 2. Bella Schwantz to serve again. This set looked familiar at the start, but has taken a completely different course here as the Mustangs have run away so far in this set. Down the line for Schwantz, received by Herbert, set by Watt, and a nice kill there by Taylor Yochim. Or Yoakum there. 18-10 the lead for Merritt Island. Audrey Herbert to serve for the Tigers.
Well, Isabel Clark has certainly been as advertised. I know she's on the bench. Is she on the bench right now? Yeah, I think she's on the bench right now. She has been as advertised for Holy Trinity, Jackson.
Another point there going to Merritt Island, the kill by Kylie Thompson. 19-10, Mustangs lead it. Back to serve for Merritt Island, Aveline Krauser. That one goes deep, too deep. A point back for Holy Trinity now, 19-11.
Last time Merritt Island had a pretty, it wasn't this big of a lead, but they allowed Holy Trinity to catch up and pass them in the latter stages of the set. So let's see what Merritt Island has taught themselves in finishing here.
Schwantz blocked, Merritt Island sends it out, 19-12. Tigers looking to mount the comeback. Natalie Roberte back to serve again.
And this is exactly where they were the last time when Roberte took the line.
Roberte sends it deep, still in bounds, kept in by the Mustangs. Set, kill attempt there. Holy Trinity keeps it up and barely get it over.
Nice.
Merritt Island wasn't expecting it. And a kill for Rebecca Smith against the odds there. 19-13. Tigers stay at the service line with Natalie Roberte. Roberte sends it deep, received by Merritt Island up towards the net. Martin received well, set cross court. Taken a nice dig by Niazi. Backside. Schwantz gets it over. First touch by Roberte goes over. Merritt Island wasn't expecting it. Emma Michelle gets it over. Run up, kill for Isabella Clark. 19-14.
Here they come. Doing it again.
4-0 run for Holy Trinity. Natalie Roberte serve, received by Thompson. Set, kill attempt by Martin, received by Holy Trinity. Set up and blocked out by Merritt Island. 5-0 run for Holy Trinity. Grayson Baborglou with the kill there. 19-15. It was 19-10 when the run started for Holy Trinity. Roberte looking to keep it going. Schwantz. Set. Martin buries it. Too long. 19-16. 6-0 run. Coach Patrick sitting on the timeout still, letting her team work it out. Roberte received by Niazi. Bump set, cross court, Thompson. Nice touch. Gets a point back and ends the run.
That's a nice run nonetheless. That's a 6-0 run there, Jackson, that puts them right back, gives them a chance here.
This was the score Merritt Island trailed by at the end of set 1. They ended up winning it. Now Holy Trinity trails 20-16. Back to serve for the Mustangs, Reese Loggins for the first time tonight. 4-point lead for Merritt Island. Clips the tape, gets over. Herbert digs it. Set, Clark blocked up front off the net. That's
That's exactly what Holy Trinity needed right there. They take that double, they end that brief point exchange and get the ball right back, put it in the hands of Kylie White there.
White checks in, goes straight to the service line, 20-17. Richardson checks back in for Merritt Island. Kylie White will bring the serve for Holy Trinity. Trailing by 3 late in set 2. Up towards the net. Set and into the net on the kill attempt by Emma Michelle. It's 20-18.
Don't go anywhere. 2 exciting finishes to this first match here tonight.
Kylie White serve received by Richardson. Set up front, Richardson with the left with the kill off of Herbert. 21-18. Mustangs 4 points away. Going 2-0 to start the night. Richardson to serve following her kill. 21-18. Richardson drops it. Great dig by Roberte. Up in the air. Audrey Herbert has to have it. It'll go. Set cross court. Mitchell tips it over. Kept up for Holy Trinity. Herbert gets it over with the safe bump. There's the set kill attempt, and it drops for Emma Michelle. 22-18. Point officially gained off a lift. Richardson to serve. 22-18. Merritt Island 3 points away. Richardson into the net. 22-19. Holy Trinity hanging around. Not out of it yet. Grayson Baborglu. Set up by the net for Schwantz. Gets it over. Fake set. Merritt Island's ready for it. Schwantz with the kill attempt on the line.
She says it's good.
And the kill for Schwantz. 23-19 now for Merritt Island. 2 points away. Checking in for the Mustangs will be Amber Ives for Emma Michelle. Back to serve will be Amber Ives. Merritt Island 2 points away from the set win. Set up by the net. Clark with the tip. Heads up play by Schwantz to keep it alive, but she can't get it over. 23-20. Back to serve, Isabella Clark. Great person to have at the service line at this point in the game for Holy Trinity. 23-20. Clark. Serve into the net as I say that. And now it's set point for Merritt Island, 24-20.
Coach just tells her, shake it off, shake it off, shake it off.
Checking in for Merritt Island, Annabelle Jones and Elena Martin. Match point.
Yeah.
24-20, Merritt Island playing the 2 sets. And Annabelle Jones started this overall match at the service line, looking to end it here as well. Set faked over in 2. Set by Jones. Schwantz for the match. Taken back by Holy Trinity. Roberte cross to Herbert. Hard angle, she gets it. Set by Jones. Martin ends it. 2-0 Merritt Island. 25-22 and 25-20 as they outlast Holy Trinity in 2 close sets to take the first match of the night. 2-0. Merritt Island takes down Holy Trinity.
I want to thank Martinez Construction and Beachway Volleyball. We're going to log off and come back. Yeah, we're going to log off, and we'll be back here in about 15 minutes for the Satellite Scorpions and the Holy Trinity Tigers in the second of our quadruple header here on Brevard Sports Network. We'll see you in about 15 minutes.